welcome to the channel, Mac Dr. Bill. Welcome to the channel, Mac Dr. Bill. Want to start by saying I thanks and I appreciate every single one of you that subscribe, like, and comment. I thank you for your support. All right, boys. So this is sort of a rough, kiddish sketch of what we're doing. This is the first episode on building the half-scale Honda Civic. I got some cardboard. I done my measurements, and I'm gonna show you guys in a second. This is pretty much the cardboard that I'm using, a template to make the frame that we're gonna make. So we're gonna cut it out of cardboard, and then we're gonna fabricate it in metal, and from there we keep moving on and improvise it as I go. Not exactly entirely sure how this is gonna go, how I'm gonna do it. I know it's gonna take a lot of time, some body work at the end on it, like light, but it's gonna be a cool experience, boys, so stay tuned. All right, so the measurements that I have for this is like half of the car. I done measure the car already, the length, and this is the measurements that I have so far. I might adjust a little bit. Right now we got 6 feet length. I'm thinking about doing 5.5, so it's not so long. I don't want the go kart or the half scale car to be too long, and then to tow it and stuff like that is gonna be a nightmare. But the original plan was 6 feet long, 4 feet wide, 3 feet high. This is like half of a measurement of a real Honda Civic. I believe it's about 12, maybe 14 feet long. I believe it's about 5 to 6 feet wide, and it definitely 4 feet high. So I trying to do the measurement half of a fraction, because it's gonna be a half scale. I'm gonna do some cuts, some things that I gotta get rid of, and we'll start measuring, and I'm gonna have to start drawing and calculating what's gonna go where and the design. Like, it's gonna be a rough sketch, but bear with me. Once that we have everything done, you guys see the vision come alive. So I'm gonna cut some of the extra cardboard that I don't need, start trimming things, see how we're looking, and start sketching the first side of the half scale RC car. Do the first side of the half scale Honda Civic car. With that being said, let's get it. Out of 6 feet long, thinking maybe we could do it 5.5. I know this look hilarious, kind of hilarious, but this is gonna happen. Well, I gotta buy a frame, build my frame. I'm gonna build it. It's gonna take me a long time. First time I ever done this at this small scale. It's gonna be a lot of challenges, but as long as it takes, I'm willing to do it. So out of 6 feet we originally have, I'm gonna do it at 5.5 feet. I still got space in the front. Tires, most likely they go someplace around here. Engine will be back here someplace behind me. Pause. So at the end of the day, it's a go-kart. It's a half-scale Honda Civic go-kart. Whether I have to buy a frame or I have to build my own frame, but that's pretty much what we're doing. So I can make it too wide, I can make it too tall, I can make it that long. I gotta make a half of a half-scale kart, so that's where the challenges come. So like I said, I have 6 feet long. I don't know if I should go with the 6 feet. Pause. Just leave at 5.5. Alright, I think 5.5 is more suitable. I still got space to the side. Most likely the steering wheel will be over here. Motor will be someplace back here. Unless that don't do a front motor conversion. That'll be dope. I have to break my head building that, but it's pretty much it'll be like what we looking like. Steering wheel here. We could have some pedals here. Brake, gas, steering wheel. Maybe a low profile seat over here that accommodates my back. We do got 3 feet tall. Pause, and I'm just around the 3 feet mark. So let me show you guys. Right, this is 3 feet right here. As you guys see, at 3 feet my head barely clears, so I'll be alright. Should have been a little smaller, but the smaller I make the car, the smaller I have to lean back, and it's gonna be harder to drive the car. So I'm thinking we could try it maybe a 3, because what it is, on the measurements, if you take them taller and wider than other sides, it's gonna look funny, and this have to be like an exact replicate. It's gonna be a low profile, right? Yes. So it's gonna be something like this. Like this is gonna be supported here. I want to have functioning opening doors, at least for the get in. A lot of people, they cut a hole to the top of the roof and climb into there. I don't want to do that. I want to have a functioning door that I could just get in and get out. That's pretty cool. It'll be pretty cool. Right, so again, we have 6 feet length. I want to downsize it to 5.5. So it'll be 5.5 by 3 wide and 3 tall. Pause. Okay, so this is 5 feet right here. Five and a half, it'll be someplace over here. So I'm just gonna downsize it to 5.5 feet. Should have done it at 5 feet, but I wanna have a little leg room to move around. Like if I do 5 feet, that's right here. And at 5 feet, we're not gonna have much. So I'll show you guys in a minute. You gotta use your imagination with me. Right, so technically this is 5 feet. At 5 feet, I don't have much space for my feet. The motor will be someplace back over here in tires, so it's not enough. So we have to do 5.5 rather than the 6 feet, and we can go 5 feet. So we're gonna do 5.5. Got my marking over here. I'm gonna trace a line and cut it. Alright, cut out the excessive. Sorry about my funky socks, but my shoes is wet, so I don't want to get them wet on the floor. I mean the cordwood. So, alright, see what we're looking like. Alright, boys, we're exactly at 5.5 feet length, which means that my leg post is literally gonna sit by the size of the tires in the front, maybe some in the back, and partially some of the motor if I decide to put it in the back, or if I switch it to the front. We don't know yet. Kind of be cool if I could do in the back, have a little rear-wheel drive action, you know. But yeah, pretty much the start of it. From 6 feet long, we cut it to 5.5. My measurement markings here. 5.5. So from 4 feet wide, we went to 3 feet wide, and we're gonna go 3 feet tall. I show you that it barely clears my head, so that's more than plenty. 3 feet right here. Alright. Okay. Alright boys, so I'm gonna move to phase 2, which is the tracing. This part I'm gonna mess up a lot because I gotta go by drawings, pictures that I have on the phone. So it's not gonna be a walk in the park. This is why my drawing skills come in. And the better and the closer I do the sketch, the more right on the half scale card is gonna look. So with that being said, I'm gonna start sketching and I'll put you guys in a little time lapse. Boys, I've been working off camera. It's not as easy as it looks, but give you guys an idea what we're looking like. Still got more to go. I'm going by drawings, a small picture. So far, this is what we're looking like. I end up adding a portion to the front because, like I said, the shorter that I made it, by the time I'm trying to do the design on the car, it's a little funky. So I end up adding a little bit to the front. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to add up some in the back paws for the trunk area. If you guys see, we start having the shape. Kind of crazy, but it's gonna look cool. Once I get all my dimensions, my drawings the way I want, close, I could start cutting it so that I could make another second part over it. That would be the two sides. Then I gotta work on making the hood, making the roof, making the trunk area, and then lastly we gotta work on making bumpers, front and back, making some kind of windows, and the door. If you guys see the line of the door over here, I made it, and I make it a little more so I could do my door cutout because I wanted to be an opening and closing car. I'll show you guys what I mean. All right, I might not get winner award of the year for best drawing, but you guys get the picture. A little bit of drawing, of course. Better lines. Ones that I cut, we will look like something. But yeah, this is what we're looking like so far. It's a rough sketch, I know that, but that's what we're working with, and that's what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna get to start cutting some a little better, and I'll show you guys what we're looking like. All right, boys, this is what we're looking like. All the cut off excessive pieces that do not need. I'll show you guys what we're looking like a little bit. That's supposed to be a tire. That's why I put that there so you guys could see the shape. See the front, the door. See the roof going with the back. Pause. Back of the bumper. Trunk area. You know, once that we start working on it and doing the details we gotta do, it'll look more like a Honda Civic. The closest I could get it now. Of course, it's gonna have Honda badges and all that at the end, but you guys let me know what y'all think. Not easy to make something from your head into cardboard to actually make it in metal and make it a body frame for your existing go-kart. But not too bad for the half scale Honda Civic EK. This is part one, and this is how we start. Again, this is a rough sketch. Most likely I'll be matching my second piece, is driver and passenger side, so that I could have both pieces looking like this. Once I have both sides, I'm gonna start working in the top area, the hood, and the trunk with the bumpers last. But this is what we're looking like, boys. You guys let me know. Disregard the lines. That's just my rough sketches. At the end, I know that's gonna be showing. That just for reference that I had to do it, but not too bad. All right, boys. Again, that's supposed to be a tire. That's for reference. Disregard all the extra lines. But that's pretty much how we're looking like. The closest to mimicking my vehicle, which is a Honda Civic EK, and we're doing a half scale car. So this is the closest it's gonna get. It's gonna be a lot of detail into this, a lot of work is gonna have to be put on. This is just phase one. It starts with a vision, and we sketch it in a cardboard, and we're gonna turn it into reality. But I think it might not be the only one in the world, but might be the first off Honda Civic at a half scale size build done. But you guys let me know. Again, I know this is just cardboard. It's not much I could do at the moment, but you guys stay tuned. This is the beginning, and that's all it takes. When we start with the idea, with the vision, we'll take off with the rest. Pretty dope to see this come alive. From a vision to a sketch to actually a functional half-scale Honda Civic. Pretty cool. All right, boys. I know it's not much, but again, this is a rough sketch just to show you guys what it could look like, what we might looking like. That those, so you guys get the idea of the tire wells, the tires. Might be a smaller, might be bigger. We don't know yet. But you guys looking at the first step in custom building a half-scale Honda EK Civic. This is part one. Stay tuned for more. But the second part, I'm gonna have both of these sides cut off, passenger and driver side, so that we can move on to building the hood, the roof / the trunk area. Once we do that, then in the future we could start custom building the bumpers, the floor, and everything. Everything has got to get built up out of cardboard because this is going to be a sketch kind of mock-up. And then from this, I'm going to transfer everything into metal. And I'm going to metal shape it, metal fabricate it. Pretty much a custom half-scale body to throw in at a go-kart at any time, or when we build a go-kart frame for it. But you guys be my judge. Again, not the only one that come out with this concept half-scale carts, but this is the first off that I seen anybody build a Honda Civic half-scale. So pretty dope. All right, boys, I'm gonna cut it a wrap. Stay tuned. I didn't want to do any more than what I done, so you guys don't get confused. This is not a DIY by any means. This is just me improvising, me going along, trying to do something different, trying to think out the box, bring something way cool that we could identify, whether you're young, you're a kid, you're a teenager, you know. It's something that we could probably identify and have fun and just enjoy. So with that being said, I'm gonna thanks and appreciate every single one of you that has subscribed, like, and comment. I thank you for your support. Till the next time, peace.